Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children who are at least 18 or older. This is the first relationship video of 2016. The first relationship video in a while is what we will go with. I don't remember exactly how long it's been since the last one. I felt the need to make this one mostly because throughout the since the last one to the end of 2015, I kind of feel like people have gotten even lazier about being in relationships and exactly what they do in said relationships. I give you a couple updates on myself so you don't feel like I'm entirely just, out there with you guys. I am officially in a relationship myself, 7 months, 8 months now. I'm a proud father of a 4-year-old daughter who is amazing. She's like my own little personal daredevil. Um, she's deaf and still challenges the world like there's no tomorrow. Um, I eventually, at some point in time, when I finish school, I want to make a small little animated short about me and her and our adventures. Because I wear glasses and she's deaf, I'll call it "See No Evil, Hear No Evil," just because I think it would be funny. Um, yes, that is R2. He apparently agrees with me. So, first topic I want to talk about, because there's a couple that I really, really want to cover in this one, is people being happy with their significant other being lazy. Now, I want to first explain what I mean by your significant other being lazy. When I say they're being lazy, they're lazy in what they do for you, and people have become just so accustomed to the laziness that when it happens, they're just oh man, it blows their mind. It's like, oh man, he did such and such for me. This is a two-part problem. One, blame yourself. And yes, you who are watching this video right now, blame yourself. You are to blame because you have lowered your expectations for what you consider to be special so much that basically your significant other could breathe in your direction and you will feel like this motherfucker has done something special for you and it has blown your mind, and you will make a Facebook post about it. I feel oh so loved because my boyfriend looked at me today. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. And guys, this goes for you too. Don't think just because I used the her. This goes both ways. You've lowered your expectations too. So when your girlfriend does something special, like, oh man, my girlfriend gave me that bomb head last night. You're in a relationship. Technically speaking, every time she gives you head, it should probably be bomb head. I'm just saying. There should never be that moment where it's just like, man, our anniversary, I got better sex than ever last night because it was like my birthday. No. Sex should always be good between you and whoever you're having sex with if you're in a stable relationship. Because the two of you, the longer you're together, should know more and more about each other. Hence, the sex should get better and better. So, there should never be that moment where it was like, last night sucked and tonight is better. No, it should constantly be on an upgrade. I'm just saying. So, that being said, quit lowering your fucking expectations. I feel like this has happened because 2014 saw a bunch of motherfuckers end up being single. And then all you motherfuckers who ended up being single was just like, oh man, woe is me. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Ain't nobody ever's going to love me. Lord, what is we's going to do? It's what it felt like. It felt like everybody just ended up being single and you felt like you was going to be single forever. So then in 2015, somebody looked at you special and you was like, oh my Lord, somebody likes me. Let's date that person. So you did. But you were so convinced nobody was ever gonna love you that now that you're dating this person, anytime this person does anything, you think it's the most amazing thing in the world. And it's not. It's not amazing. Let me list the things for you that are not amazing that your significant other probably did for you in 2015. They called you. They sent you a text message. They came to your job. They visited you for the holidays. They bought you a gift. These things are not fucking special. Okay? Unless you were in a coma for 6 months of the relationship and you mysteriously happen to wake up on the one day they visited you in the hospital, it is not special that this motherfucker decided to visit you. You are dating this person. They should want to see you. You shouldn't feel any kind of extra love just because this person came to see you. They should want to come see you. You should want them to come see you. As such, 2 plus 2 makes 4. Motherfuckers, get it through your head. It's not special that they did this stuff for you. Now, mind you, if they bought you just a random gift, yes, that is special. If it was Tuesday the 24th at 9:36 a.m. and this motherfucker just happens to be walking through the mall and decides, I'm going to get my significant other this, and then comes home and gives it to you just cuz, that is special. That is a moment. That means something. If it is Christmas morning and he is just getting home because he was out with the boys last night and he brings you home a card from Walmart's dollar bin because it's the only thing left and gives it to you and says, Merry Christmas, now go make me a sandwich, punch him in his face and put him out. I don't care if he's your baby's daddy, your shorty, your friend with benefits, your smooth groove, whatever you want to call it. Put his ass out in the fucking snow, I hope. Why? Because he ain't nothing special. He didn't do anything. He bought you a card as an afterthought on his way home. Do you get the analogy, people? Do you understand? If the thing that the person you are with does for you feels to you that it is like it's an afterthought, like they did it because they felt like they either had to or that they forgot to do something before this, so I'm going to do this to make up for it, it's not special. Quit treating it like it's special. Quit acting like you don't. Quit acting like you don't matter. There we go. That's the bottom line of it. Quit acting like you don't matter. When it's all said and done, and I've said this before, I'm pretty sure I've said this before. Many of you have probably heard it. Any of you that know me personally have probably heard me say it. You've probably heard it in some of my other videos too. Quit underestimating your self-worth. Mind you, I may not have put it in those exact words, but I figured that was the simplest way to say it here. Don't underestimate your self-worth. For every person in the world, there is somebody out there who thinks you are the most amazing person ever. And here's where it gets tricky. They think you're the most amazing person ever all the time, not just when they want something from you. You're always amazing to them. You're always sexy, you're always funny, you're always smart. Even when you've got the flu and you've got snot bubbles coming out of your nose and diarrhea coming out of your ass and you can barely stand to even open your mouth to talk because your throat feels like sandpaper rubbing against broken glass, they're still going to look at you and go, that's my baby. That's mine. That's the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And yes, I know it is disgusting. Just in case any of you who've noticed, I do have the headset on, and in my ear is my ever-present, as always, companion in these videos, Miss Rashida, who was just informed me that did sound disgusting, but she don't do bodily fluids like that. But you get the metaphor. I hope the metaphor comes across decently for all of you. That's what I mean. That when you're at your lowest, this person's gonna look at you and just be like, I still love you. I still want to be with you. Like, this is that moment. Like, and that's what you want. That's what you should strive for. So stop underestimating your self-worth. Secondly, this I want to put this disclaimer out there because I know a couple of people who are in these types of relationships. I want you to know right now, I'm not talking about you specifically. Don't be emailing me. Don't be Facebook messaging me. Don't be kicking me, text messaging me. Damn sure don't show up at my job because you fuck up the church's money. We might not be friends. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in general. This is another thing I want people to stop doing for 2016. Stop being in long-distance relationships. Date someone who is in your zip code, or at least within the first 2 zones outside of your own. At least in the same country, same state. Same state. Fuck country. Same state. Stop doing long-distance relationships, and let me explain to you why. I've done long-distance relationships. They're hard as shit. At times, they're annoying as fuck. And don't get me wrong. I understand. You've met this person. You've talked on the phone for God knows how many hours you've racked up. You've Skyped. You've had FaceTime. You've kicked each other. You've had sexy phone time and all the other good stuff. You've even seen each other. You love each other. You're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. You're probably wrong. Now, there is a chance you could be that one relationship in a million that ends up working out. Let me explain to you the reasons why it probably won't. In a long distance relationship, there's a thing that happens that doesn't really happen in the beginning, but as time progresses onward, it happens. It starts to grow. You start to realize that while you have been in this relationship, to a degree, you've always been just you. You like you. You've always been you. You're your favorite person. And then your significant other comes up. And then you're not you anymore. You're a them because you're with them. See how that works out? You're a them. You're no longer you. Then your significant other leaves. And then you become you again. The only difference is this time you realize that you're you. You like being you. You're your favorite person. That happens. That becomes a problem. You like being by yourself. Or, even more so, if you're going to be a them, you like being a them all the time. Not a them 2 weeks out of the year. This is not the military reserve. This is not 2 weeks a year, 1 weekend a month. This is not how this works. This is a relationship. This is not the relationship reserves. You can't just show up part-time, put in some work, do some drills, throw in your fatigues, get one in, and then go back home. No. This puts in time. This puts in work. This is another person's life. This is another person's feelings. Stop being in long-distance relationships. Because you want to know why? When you're at your worst, here is the reality. Here is the bottom-out reality. No matter how much that person loves you, no matter how much you love that person, if something happens, and I mean something detrimental to you happens, death of a family member, something really big and emotionally crushing happens to you, they're not going to be able to be there to comfort you. Don't get me wrong. Phone call is great. Text messages are fine. Skype video calls are great too. But sometimes, in the most trying of moments in your life, all you really, really need, and I mean really, really need, is a hug from somebody who loves you. And I mean really loves you. Not just like the hug you get from family, but the hug from somebody who loves you more than you thought anyone else could possibly love you. Hell, to a degree, more than you even love your damn self. Sometimes all you need is that hug. And you're not going to be able to get that in a long-distance relationship. Bottom line. There's no plane fast enough. There's no car that they can drive. There's no instant teleportation, transmission, or anything they can do to get them to you in time to give you that hug when it happens. And when that moment happens, it's going to change everything. Because your problem's going to be, you're going to end up starting to wonder, why am I in this relationship when they can't be there for me? And it's not like you're thinking about it on purpose. You're not going to purposely think that because you don't want to think that about the person you're with. It's going to subconsciously plant itself in the back of your mind. And it's going to slowly grow like ragweed. It's going to slowly grow in the back of your mind. I've got nobody here for me emotionally when I need them to be here for me. And so then you'll start calling less. You'll start not answering texts as often. You won't Skype as much as you were. The next thing you know, they're going to be like, hey, how about we visit each other? And you're going to be like, hey, how about you don't? Because it ain't there no more. And in the case of some people who have really high sex drive, a long-distance relationship is just an invitation for you to eventually cheat. Let's just be real about that. If you like having sex, like I like having sex, a long-distance relationship is like a chastity belt from hell. Because you want to be a good person. You don't want to cheat on the person you're with. You want to actually like wait and have sex with that person because that's the person you're dating. That's who you're with. But they're not visiting until like October. It's January. That's a long time to be taking care of yourself. When there's tons of other people who are willing to take care of you. Like, and I get it. Batteries and plastic are fine. Synthetic flesh feels good and all that. But sometimes, no matter what you really, really need is an actual dick or actual pussy. And no amount of imagination or plastic or sex toy will ever switch that out. And then one day you're going to be out. Somebody's going to look at you funny. And you're going to be like, they'll never know. And you're going to do it. And there's a chance that you will feel guilty about it. Depending on whether or not you actually have a conscience. I don't judge. Some people do. Some people don't. It's whatever. But on the off chance that you do feel guilty about this, it's going to start to eat at you also. Now you've cheated. Do you tell them or do you don't tell them? So, what makes this all so much easier? Not being in a long distance relationship. Makes it so much easier. So much easier. Being in a relationship with somebody that you can actually see on a regular basis. That if you decide you want to call them and then possibly go over their house, it's not going to take you like 2 buses, a train, and a couple other automobiles to get there. Or in some cases, a boat and like snow boots. Because you've got to trudge through like, far eastern worlds and shit like that. Let's not do that. Let's just not. I mean, because nobody wants to have to learn. I shouldn't have to learn a foreign language or get a passport to have to worry about coming to see your ass. It's one of them things. So that's that. In 2015, I know in my 2015 video I said stop being butthurt for 2015. It seemed to kind of work. I don't know if it. I'll take that back. I don't know if it worked or if I just got rid of all the people on my friend list who got really, really easily butthurt. Either way, though, my life seemed to be easier because all the friends I had left didn't seem to be easily butthurt anymore. So, either way, I'm gonna stick to that one again. So, because apparently it worked. So, stop being butthurt for 2016. Cheese. So, my cousin gives me hope. My cousin got married in 2015. My cousin Tony, hi Tony, and my brother Lee, hi Lee, give me hope. They've always given me hope, actually. Lee now has his second child with his high school sweetheart, who he chased after. Lee and Tony, to me, are the perfect example of what you're supposed to do in order to make a relationship work. Lee met his girlfriend in high school. They dated for a while, broke later on in life, and, they see each other, they met again or whatever. He used to drive to Texas to go see her. I don't know how often he did it or whatever, but he did. That's what's important. Doesn't matter how often he did it. He put in the work. See, this is the opposite side to long-distance relationships. They were long-distance, but he put in the work to close that gap. He drove to Texas. He essentially moved mountains to a degree. He found the time, saved the money, and drove to go see her in order to get my ever wonderful sister-in-law, Amanda, to be his girlfriend again. And now they have one bouncing baby girl, and then, my other nephew. And it's an amazing story. I love it. Long-distance relationships can work. And that's the reason why I'm telling you these stories, because I don't want you to think that I don't think that long-distance relationships can work. I know they can, provided that the 2 people involved are willing to put in the effort. And when I say 2 people, I mean 2 people. She did her part, he did his part. It wasn't just him always driving, always, going out. So when I say that, remember that. Don't think that I'm just saying that they won't work. They will, but it's a 2-way street. Everybody's got to do their part. And when it comes down to my cousin Tony and his wife Kristen, they met here in Georgia. She eventually moved and said, I ain't never moving back to Georgia. She went to Detroit. Nothing against Detroit, Christian. I just don't see how much of an upgrade that was. But Tony put in the work. When he decided he wanted her, they started talking. He drove to Detroit. Or took a bus to Detroit. Or a plane. Or whatever he had to take. He took it. She came down here to see him. They put in the work to see each other. And you know what? She now lives in Georgia. She's now an amazing stepmother. Fuck stepmother. She's an amazing mother to his daughter. And she's an amazing woman. My daughter likes her. She met her once. She knows sign language with an accent, which is weird. A sign language with a Detroit accent. I never thought I'd ever even remotely say that phrase in my life, but I have. Um, so it's really great. So long distance relationships can work provided people put in the work to make them happen. And it's got to be a two-way street. Everybody involved's got to be willing to put in the extra work to make it happen. Because it is extra work. It's not like a regular relationship. Regular relationship, you're out with your girl, you go see a movie, some dude's looking at your girl, you just hug your girl up tighter, let her know that she's yours, let him know that she's yours. Long distance relationship, your girl's out by herself, your dude's out by himself. Somebody looks at them, you're not there to let them know that they're taken. Makes it a little different. Essentially, they're free agents. Yeah, I'm getting paid by somebody, but they're not always paying me. You know? So that's my take on long distance relationships. They can work, provided the work is put in for them, or they can go haphazardly, craptastically straight down the drain and end up being all kinds of shit. It depends on how it goes down. Stop underestimating your self-worth, because you're worth more than what you give yourself credit for. Stop being lazy. Stop being happy with someone who half-asses anything for you. Just stop it. Just completely stop that shit, please. Be smart about life in 2016 in relationships. Don't. Okay, here's what I want to say. Don't pass up a sure thing for a possibility. What I mean is, if somebody wants to date you now, don't turn them down because you want to possibly try to get with somebody else. That somebody else, you might get that somebody else. You might not. But you know what's a guaranteed though? That person right now wants to date you for whatever reason they want to date you. They want to date you. I don't know what that reason might be. You don't know what that reason might be. But they want to date your ass. So guess what you should do? You should date them. Even if it doesn't work out or whatever. You can possibly try to go for the other person later on. But you only get one life. And you never know who's going to turn out to be that perfect person. So every time you've turned down somebody because you didn't think that they were worth your time, or they weren't who you wanted at the moment, and so you went and dated somebody else and that relationship turned out to be shit, guess what? The person you turned down was probably the person you should have dated. And that shit relationship you ended up in was the universe telling you that's what you get for fucking up. The universe puts things in your path for a reason. There are always signs. We just got to learn how to read them. We just got to learn how to pay attention to them. And that is my biggest piece of advice for 2016 and the end of this first video here as I'm wrapping it up. Learn to see the signs from the universe. They're all over the place. They're always there. Pay attention to them. See them. Know them. And I guarantee you that your 2016 will be the best year of your life. Unless you've spent like the last however many years in prison, then it really doesn't matter because every year of your life is going to be better than all the years you spent in prison. So there's that. But it's, mixed bag of cats, I guess. As always, be good to each other. Be kind to each other. You can follow me not on Instagram, because I'm not on Instagram, because I don't feel like telling you what I eat for breakfast every day or taking random ass pictures about dumb shit. It's just not who I am. It is not what I do. But you can follow me on Tumblr if you're brave and over 18. It is Sith2814, SITH 2814. Definitely be 18 or older if you want to follow me, because I pull no punches on Tumblr. You can shoot me a message here on YouTube, Superflash 2099, or leave a message in the comments. I'll get back to you as always. Or if you're feeling really, really bold and you want to get to know me personally to a degree, you can always shoot me a friend request on Facebook. It's Christopher White on Facebook. Good luck finding me. Haha, now I gotta make you do your detective work. Because there's a million Christopher Whites. And yes, I know you're probably thinking, oh, but he's Christopher White and he's black. That should be easy. It's not. Nice try. Any of those ways you can get a hold of me. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a comment. If there's something you want to get my advice on for my next video, because I am actually going to attempt to do these more often this year so that I don't feel like I'm leaving people hanging. So, love, peace, hair grease. Be good to each other. Good night.